Alrighty, my Frankenpunks. Yo, no music intro today, no nothing. We're rocking the Illuminati background. This is a very, very, very urgent, super, super important live stream. We just got word of a pivot from a very large central bank. Britain, Bank of England, cancels speech on balance sheet reduction by Andrew Hustler, which has been due on September 29th. This is insane, insane news. I've been telling you guys, watch for the pivot, watch out. They can't keep tightening, otherwise they're literally going to break their economy. It's in the elite's best interest to continue inflating, even though that is going to destroy the currency. So it's been a teeter tot, but we're finally seeing massive, massive banks pivot, and this is really bad for Britain, and this is bad for British citizens. However, it does it is good for crypto. It is good for crypto. This is massive. This might be a chain effect. We might see a lot of other nations and central banks follow suit and turn on the money printer once again. Well, they already have. They've already said they're going to. So this could be one of those moments of like, yo, if you haven't taken a position yet, if you're not holding any crypto, you might want to consider it because shit's about to get really, really wild. This is my opinion. This is not financial advice. This is entertainment. But I just want to run you through this quick because this is a little time sensitive. It's fresh. It's just occurred, and we need to be aware of this when we're making our decisions here. So UK is smart enough to recognize that you can't tighten and do stimulus at the same time. Soon, many will follow. The pound, the artist formerly known as 50 Cent. Oh my gosh, get it? The pound's going to zero. We're deploying capital faster than ever. We have in this bear market. Valuations are lower and they're more attractive. The founders are not opportunistic. We have more time to do due diligence. Billionaires are made in the bear markets. The new cycle is all about currency wars. Many currencies and countries will collapse and default on their debt. Investors will exit their local currencies. The USD trade is overtraded. The Bitcoin should be a huge beneficiary of this. The previous run was just a warm up. The Bank of England has moved to halt a slide in British government bonds that posed a material risk to the UK financial stability. Right? You can't keep tightening because eventually the debt that you owe, the debt that your government has and that people have becomes so expensive that they default. They default on the debt. And if you default on your debt, it's not the end of the world, but it's very, very uncomfortable, horrible time. And you can only delay this for so long, right? Ever since we depegged the global ever since the gold standard was removed and now we have just fiat being backed by fiat, which is backed by nothing, which is just backed by debt. And now we've been going through debt manias ever since the 80s till now. At some point this bubble is going to absolutely blow up and it's going to be horrible. However, at the current time, it's kind of a game of hot potato, and we're just seeing the banks pivot. Like we're seeing Bank of England, which by no means is a small bank, pivot. After political leaders' plans to slash taxes and increase borrowing, it spooked investors and sent the pound tumbling. This is nuts. I don't know what this is going to mean for the Fed, but once again, think about the U.S. Like I'm not going to sit here and say the U.S. is going to do this or that, but the fact that England is doing this is crazy. It's bad news for their citizens, but it's good news for crypto because it's once again showing the power of crypto, the power of Bitcoin. You don't wake up one day and then all of a sudden Bitcoin's supply is up 10 million coins. You don't wake up one day and then Bitcoin supply can only really go down once all the mining is done, right? Once all the Bitcoins in the world have been mined, it can only be completely like stable supply or go down, which is really good, which means that like the stock to flow on that is solid. It's a great what do they call it? I forget. It's too early for me. Okay, it's too early for me. But it's a great place to store value. That's what it is. It's a great store of value. And right now, these currencies, these fiat currencies, are not. I want to show you what Becker has been talking about. This is really, really interesting stuff. Last year, I spent a ton of time researching the patterns behind currency collapses. They were so consistently the same that I wrote myself a quick cheat sheet that I can use as we get closer. Britain is at the green steps. They are not a reserve currency, so they skip to the bottom. Check this out. Okay, so gold is used to exchange value. Gold is hard to move and inconvenient, so a gold-backed fiat is created. Currency obtains reserve currency status and is used for credit and debts. Currency gold standard is depegged and desaturated in order to pay or take more debt. Debt credit grows rapidly since money can be printed without being fully backed by gold. Currency becomes totally unbacked by gold and is printed in mass to get more credit and debt. This was the 1930s through the 80s. This is a very, very simple, accurate description of what happened during that time. Then we go past the 1980s. Debt and credit skyrockets. Elites gain massive wealth by leveraging massive debt via mass printing of unbacked currency to buy assets. Assets and speculative assets skyrocket in value due to massive amounts of money that is now unbacked entering the market. Wealth gap skyrockets as elites gain wealth since their wealth is based on assets that are being flooded with unbacked, super leveraged money. Right, 1980s till 2021. Perfect. Look at the bull run. Go look at the S&P. Go look at the charts. It's just straight line up. Even during the 08 crisis, what then happened? Money printers go on again. Line goes up. Now we're in 2022, and this is what Becker is saying. 2022 and beyond. Currency inflation begins to pick up speed. Speculative asset begin to shake and lose value as printing stops. We experienced that since January, the Fed tightening. Speculative asset, like we're down 70% on Bitcoin. We're down, I don't know, what is it, 80% on Ethereum. We're down a decent amount, or maybe it's less. Anyways, we've been experiencing the speculative asset crash or correction, whatever you want to call it, bear market, crypto winter, yada, 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 across tech stocks too, not just in crypto, across many asset classes. And now it's also catching up with real estate. You know, real estate's down 10%, 20%, which is quite significant because of how liquid it is. Anyways, debt and bank accounts are called in to cover losses and liquidation in assets or to swap inflating currency to stable assets. Rapid money. So this is what I mean. Now here come the margin calls, and this is the debt becoming more expensive, and so you need to pay that shit off, and so you have to sell the assets to pay off the debts. And what we realize is everything that's happened in the past does not make this process very easy. It's incredibly difficult. It's incredibly uncomfortable, and it's going to be very ugly and not fun. Not fun at all. Like Great Depression type beat. If we really want to get all the debt done and over with and paid for. So what happens? Here comes the Bank of England pivoting. Rapid money printing increases to pay debts being called in. Currency inflation skyrockets due to printing during inflation. It looks like this is what England is now going to go through, which is my heart goes out to the citizens of England. That's horrible. I hope that you can escape that country because it's gonna get bad now that bank is gonna print during inflation. It's going to get scary, man. Speculative assets crash as currency inflates and destabilize asset prices and spending. People rush banks to exchange currency for gold, so they want some sort of safe haven. System break. Okay, this is interesting. System break. Elites find a way to devalue gold and destroy safe havens and create something else they control. Debts in the currency become worthless as currency becomes worthless as people try to offload it for gold. The massive wealth elites have due to leveraging in debt unwinds as debts are no longer valuable. Currency becomes worthless, thus debts in it are worthless. Everyone has to reset to paying in gold or another reserve currency backed by gold, as the first currency is no longer valid. The wealth gap is shrank as elites lose wealth since their wealth is based on debt, credit, and leverage. And you basically have a fall of an empire or the system being flushed and reset, but then the system then repeats, right? Then you go back to the top of the chart and it's all over again. This has been going on for thousands of years. Go look at the fall of Rome, the great empire of Rome. They were also inflating their coins, right? They traded gold coins and silver, and over time they wanted to basically create debt so they could fund all these wars and all this bullshit. So what they would do is they would put 1/10 the amount of gold in the coin, and they would just keep lowering the amount of gold in the coin until it then basically became worthless. And that's what always follows. Like Just follow monetary policy and you'll see the society that is created. Bad monetary policy, stupid leaders just always end up in a fall, an empire that goes to shit. That's just the way it is. What do you say here? System break equals something that has never happened before that breaks this cycle primarily to protect the elite's wealth, right? Protecting the elite's wealth. So this is getting kind of spooky. I don't know entirely how this is going to unfold, but I think Becker is definitely onto something, and he's correct about this shit. Britain is just screwed. They are rushing to print money to cover debt calls in pounds and pay debts in dollars, thus killing their citizens. US is 5 to 10 years behind. Elites know this pattern. It results with massive losses for them because their wealth is mostly from debt and leverage in the reserve currency. Methinks they can stop it via central bank digital currencies and evil shit. They have to stop you from leaving their ecosystem. They basically took money in banks and loaned it out 1000x while printing more of it to then loan out. Nothing is there. It's Luna UST times 1000x. They have to keep you in their Ponzi when the dollar drops and you go for gold. They have basically given themselves trillions or unlimited, basically unlimited amounts of UST. If you try to exchange it too fast, like UST, it is not backed and it will go to zero. Their wealth resets just like Do Kwon. If this shit happens, be ready. I believe we have one last good bull run, not in value, just dollar numbers. The US will start to print one more time. That's the last time. I'll be ready to bail out into hard money at this point and take cover. If there are CBDCs, do not exit into them. CBDCs are just like jumping straight into the jaws of a waiting shark while trying to escape a sinking ship. They will catch you and not let you transfer them for gold, Bitcoin, and other hard-backed currencies. Guaranteed. You see, do you see this? This is insane. This is unprecedented. We're finally getting to the point where the use case of these hard assets are coming to fruition. It is mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling. These are unprecedented times. That's why I had to cut the crap and just get right onto this live and no fucking music intro, no nothing. This is extremely, extremely important. You pay attention to what's going on right now. It's fucking insane. All right. Another thing I wanted to, not this. Another thing I wanted to talk about with Becker. Okay, the debt crisis is coming. This is going to suck. The UK just triggered the last stage of a failed empire, a currency, by turning the printer back on. Debts in pounds will become worthless. It will not be accepted for debt. They don't have reserve currency status. If this follows the pattern of fiat over the last 1,000 years, it is over. When you have no leadership. Oh my God. I wanted to bring up Becker's. Okay, these are good ones, but I wanted to bring up the one where he was talking about the markets. Did you remove it? Okay, so we're still going to get October and gains in November. Get out at 3,900 to 4,100. This is referring to, please mention you're talking about ES and not Ethereum. Some followers might just sell their home. Yeah, this is the S&P 500 he's referring to. This is not referring to Ethereum. I do not believe he's referring to Ethereum. The stock. So basically, let me just show you guys the chart so you don't get confused. When he says 3,900 to 4,100, he's referring to the S&P. So he thinks we'll get in a rally up to 3,900, 4,100 zone. And so basically back up to where we were in mid-September. Maybe we'll go a little higher. Maybe we'll get to the August levels. Get a bounce up there. And he's saying be ready to exit. That's his opinion. We'll see what happens. But I do think now that we have this pivot, it's like think about if you're like a British a citizen or you live in England, right? What are you to do? Buy gold? You could definitely do that. It is a little tedious. It's not that simple, but you could literally just take your pounds and just buy Bitcoin. Simple as that. Just buy Bitcoin. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? Buy Ethereum. Simple. Like you can't control your government. You can't control those bankers, what kind of nonsense they're going to do, how irresponsible they've been past 50, 60 years. So just opt out. Just opt out. Switch your currency. Fuck it. That's an option. And that's why Bitcoin is so overpowered and so alluring. It's so fast and easy and frictionless to just boom, to put your value elsewhere. With gold, man, you have to go and get it in person. I mean, you can order it online for sure. You know, I've bought gold online. but it's not the same as Bitcoin. Like, you have to get it from a verified seller, and you got to make sure it's legitimate, and it takes time, and da 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 da. And if you want to now sell that gold, that's also a pain in the ass. It's not as simple. It's not a one button click. Bitcoin is just like boom. It's just so much better in my opinion. Okay, some non-crypto related things from Becker. Becker always dropping wisdom I love to share. Stop these and you'll be richer. Video games, social media, drinking. They are far more rewarding to your brain than working. Thus, it defaults to figuring out and focusing on these instead. Remove anything more interesting than getting rich, and your brain will addict itself to this. I personally love video games and drinking. But when they enter my life, making money and growth becomes a chore, even if it's ton. What? Even if it's ton? I cut these. Within 2 weeks, I'm addicted to growth and money. Your brain will default to the best thing in reach. Keep only good things in reach. You're not giving up anything. You're just giving up dopamine linked to fake achievement, hacked happiness. People who don't use social media, play games, or drink live more enjoyable lives than people that do. You're missing out on life by not stopping, not the reverse. No one ever turned 30 and 40 and said, boy, I wish I read more social media and beat more video games. Boy, I wish I have drank more heavily. It made my connections with others so much better. I should have drank more and had more hangovers. Sacrifice is in your head. Fucking wisdom right there. Okay, this is a more even pressing matter, and y'all need to really start. I'm in the process of working on this, and honestly, it just comes down to money. But getting more passports, because you literally never know what the hell is going to happen tomorrow. Just got another passport, proud citizen of another country today. Fuck up your country as much as you want, America. I won't be holding the bag. I am working on citizenships all the time since I was in my 20s. I prefer not to share all the ones I have. I find the wokeism, fascism, total irresponsibility of our government to be step in step with the fall of Rome. You really wanted options when Rome fell. When they start restricting vacation flights, destinations for U.S. citizens due to climate reasons, or gain control of your funds via forced U.S. digital currency, I mean, you can't even use Binance. Have fun. Oh, God. He's so right, though. I mean, we've been seeing crazy shit like that in China with the digital ID, which they've been working on rolling out. You know, oh, you didn't get this certain injection. Oh, then you can't go and shop here. You can't go use this. Oh, your social credits score is not high enough. You can't board a bus. You can't do this. You can't board a train. You can't board a flight. It's totally tyrannical, totally, utterly tyrannical and utterly evil. There's no other way around it. Anyone who's going to be like, yeah, but it's efficient. Yeah, but it's evil. I don't give a shit about the intelligence and the efficiency. It's evil. It's evil. It's wrong. So you need to create options for yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go get groceries at 10 p.m. because it's past your curfew and your card won't work. That's what the power of these CBDCs. That's the power of all this new tech and this digital ID shit they're rolling out. It's a control mechanism, right? Tyrants and evil people always roll shit out in a way to make it seem like it's good for you, right? That's how it's always sold. I don't know, it's good for you. It's the right thing to do. This is the way. We have, look at the science that we've curated. This is the way, right? In Minecraft. In Minecraft. And this is interesting with what the BRICS nations was talking about a month back or so. So Russia, China, what is the okay, so it's Russia, China, India, Brazil. What's the S? I always forget the S. South Africa are working on a new reserve currency in which commodities will back it. And see, this is all coming together. Like what's going on with the British pound, BRICS announcing that they want to make a new reserve currency over the next decade. This is all coming together. Bitcoin and crypto will have a place in this as well, right? Because Bitcoin is a commodity. It 100% is a commodity. It 100% is a digital gold, and it has superior aspects to gold in terms of a stock to flow model, in terms of a fixed supply, in terms of frictionless, borderless transferring, in terms of so many things. We can talk about why Bitcoin is superior to gold. I don't think gold is horrible. I don't think gold should be. I think gold has its place. It's God's gift. God made gold. It's God's currency, if you really think about it. So they all have a place. You just want to make sure that you have a foot in somewhere in this arena. You don't want to just be that person who's all holding in like all cash. You want to have assets, just in case this shit gets really crazy. Russia, the largest stock exchange, the largest Russian stock exchange, the Moscow exchange, is preparing to become a crypto exchange. Like, do you see what's going on here? Let's see. I'm starting to worry about Bitcoin with Russia using it to evade sanctions. That is not the mission of Bitcoin. This will definitely send Bitcoin lower than 10K. Bad. Bitcoin is for everyone and does not care about your morals, nor should it. Sell now if you believe it's going down, and buy into any fiat, the great morality money that you can punish others with on the side of the greatest power. Best of luck. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's some unprecedented times. I'll tell you that. Like these are things that don't happen often. What we're experiencing is pretty insane. So I would just be paying attention, um, and getting ready to make some important decisions. It's never been more important for you to be on your mission, stay focused on building your wealth, stay focused on improving your skills so you can create cash flow for yourself, diversifying your portfolio. That's something I'm working on, is transitioning my crypto money into real life stuff, because I don't think you should just be 100% into one thing. I think you should own some equities, some crypto, some real life assets. I think there's a balance there on top of your skills and businesses. So yeah, this is nuts. I just kind of wanted to bring this out like a breaking, shoot it out to the Punksvillians. Also, now that we're through that, I just want to show y'all what's going on with Frankenpunks. You know what I'm saying? Get some Franken.
This is your humble doc sending through a Franken transmission. My master plan is coming together. Halloween is around the corner and we have some special surprises up our sleeve. The Franken DAO is looking juicy. Our devs have been slaying it, and I cannot wait to get it into your hands. Our Frankenpunks Alpha has gotten a refreshment, and we're working on delivering more quality collabs. The Franken tape is finally out! It's on Spotify! Go check it out! We'll be hosting an Evil Laugh contest in the coming weeks. More details on the upcoming Discord announcement. And my evil assistant, Dan69, has created an alluring older event for the DAO release that will make you glee with excitement. More info on that late October. Oh, Frankens, I love you so much, and I'll see you all this week in our Staff Hours voice chat.
I'm going to raise an army that will conquer the world! Blowing them up with acid!
Too good. It's going to be a really good time for Frankenpunks during October, November as the market bounces. I think it will be really good, especially with what we're rolling out. I mentioned the DAO as we get closer and closer to Halloween. There's we're working on something that rhymes with lobsters. Y'all can kind of think for yourself what that could be. Lobsters, but rhymes with lobsters. And then I have this dope community event, a holder event that I think you guys are gonna love. Really going back to our roots. So our moment is coming. That momentum shift is coming. It just takes time to get the deliverables ready and to be patient so that you don't deliver a meal half cooked, right? You don't want to okay, the main course is done or the appetizer is done, but you got to make sure that it's all done in a good sequential order so that your people don't get their appetizer and they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs waiting for the main course, and it's like, oh, come back tomorrow. Like, it's got to be done well. And with the FT space, people really frown upon things not being done perfectly. So you have to make sure that it's done perfectly, like to the best of your ability, because you can't change it. You can't go back in time and Control Z, with a lot of the shit that we're doing, it being on chain, and the first impression really matters. We understand that, and we've had the luxury of being in this bear market. We've had the luxury of being in a boring market to take the time on really perfecting this, really making it special, really making it juicy, so that y'all just use the fucking DAO, so that y'all it blows up. They do the best of our ability to make the DAO a success, and hopefully that being a success ends up making Frankenpunks a success and increases its value, right? There'll be more details on that. If you're watching this, hopefully you stopped by our staff hours yesterday. Hopefully we saw what's going on, guys. Hopefully you stopped by our staff hours yesterday and you had a chitty chat with us. We do it every Thursday. I believe it's 6 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to drop by. I know some people come by in the lab and they're asking questions like, yo, what's going on with this project? How do we increase the value of this project? Like, I love those questions. I think that's great. I think we should be thinking about that. I think that's exactly the reason of the DAO, is to empower y'all to actually be able to take initiative. If you see a way that you want to improve the project or deliver value to Frankenpunks, or do something that's win-win, that adds value to your life but also adds value to the Frankenpunks collection, fantastic. Like, let's empower you. Let's give you a platform to do that. Let's give you some funding to do that. Let's do it. Like, decentralizing the assets and truly making it WAGMI, truly making it like let's actually do this shit together. So it's not just like the central entity, the core team that's just making all the moves and doing everything. It now opens it up to basically all our holders. All our holders can be the core team. All of our holders can be the moving factor, the people who are making this shit better. And it's just a matter of giving them the tools to do that, right? So that's what we've been working on. It's coming together fantastically. Really excited about that. And yeah, I would say, look forward to Halloween. Look forward to the end of, quarter 3 going quarter 4. It's going to be a pretty exciting time. I'm amped. I'm pumped. And, till then, you guys just stay focused, stay on the grind, keep up the great work you've been doing. And, be weary, be very weary. These are unprecedented times that we're in. It's very interesting, to say the least, of what's going on here with these banks and all this crazy shit, the currency battles, and it's nuts. We don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. I just like to come on here to offer my opinion, and we'll leave it at that. Kept it short and sweet. Had to just get right down to the meat of the matter. I love you guys. I'll see you in the lab. I'll be chilling in the lab for a bit, so swing by, show some love. Oh, get a little stretchy. Oh, check out the stretcheroo. And Doc is always, Dr. Ethvile is always watching. Anyways, I'm just gonna end it here. Love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see y'all on the Discord. Ciao.
Shorty pick a number, ask her what she want, and she told me that she only need a one-on-one. You can go and check the wallet, I'm just having fun. Watch the money come, I ain't tryna flip, baby, I just bought the dip. And yeah, my bitch is curvy, I ain't talking about her hips. Didn't need a white list, took a shot, I can't miss. I'm just sleeping while they sleeping, they forgot the D-list. Now I'm like, oh no, I don't want that FOMO. We about to blow. Don't blink too quick, might miss it when we go.